And I see the guest of honor is actually following with technology as well.
Thank you very much, Engineer Kundishora, and I'm sure I'll take this opportunity also to recognize Amai Kundishora. Usually, our roommate no Kangan Mamadzimai, and we tend to only recognize the men and never the spouses. Through you, Comrade Kundishora, let me recognize our Masters of Ceremonies, Miss Ali and Rutendo. Thank you. The Principal Director of our ministry, Bamba Wachigwamba. I haven't seen him here, but I understand he was not well when he went to South Africa. I'm sure that when he comes back, we'll see him as fit as a fiddle to be able to get on with work. Ministry staff and organizers of this event, heads of state-owned enterprise who are present here, captains of industry, our ICT stakeholders, the academia, the youths, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight we are indeed gathered here to celebrate Zimbabwe's ICT Achievers Awards, an event organized by the Ministry of ICT, Postal and Courier Services and its stakeholders to acknowledge the efforts of individuals and organizations that have excelled, been innovative, and have contributed meaningfully to the development of our nation through ICTs. Today is a special day in its own way, in that it marks the 5th anniversary of the Zimbabwe ICT Awards. We are now 5 years old. And so the awards are there as usual to stimulate growth in the ICT sector in line with ZIMASET, and want to inspire our youths to be innovative, bearing in mind the fact that a lot of what we have in this sector today is as a result of people like Mark Zuckerberg, famous for his Facebook, Bill Gates, Microsoft, Larry Page and Sergey Brin, Google, who came up with their innovations as youths. To this end, we have categories like the top ICT young woman and young men innovators of the year. It is hoped that these awards will help to spur our people, obviously the young and the old, to use ICTs in developing solutions for enhancing the socio-economic development of our nation. The challenge ahead of us was aptly expressed by His Excellency the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe and Commander-in-Chief of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, Comrade Robert Gabriel Mugabe, in March 2012, when he was then launching the National E-Learning Program at Choguguza Primary School in Goromondi. His Excellency said, "We want to build an educated nation and build a legacy throughout the world. Every Zimbabwean child should be computer literate. Now that is the challenge that His Excellency gave to us at that time. So I'm sure that we are all aware that the information society essentially requires a highly developed ICT infrastructure, equitable and ubiquitous access to information, appropriate content in accessible formats, and effective communication which enables individuals, corporate entities, and communities to achieve their full potential, promote sustainable socio-economic and environmental development, improve quality of life, and alleviate poverty, hunger, and social exclusion. Now, all these elements go to make up what we call the elements of social life's development, and that becomes the essence, the basis of what we would like to see happening in our country in the benefit of our own people. Now, all these requirements of the information society can be easily availed to our people and communities by the efforts of you, colleagues, our ICT stakeholders and players. It also has to be mentioned that complexity and change are the two defining characteristics of the information age. Our successes as individuals, organizations, communities, and societies will depend more than ever upon our abilities to adapt in near real time in dealing with increasingly complex and dynamic situations which are characteristic of the information age. The information age is and will continue to present us with these kinds of challenges at an alarming rate. The increasing complexity of our environment and the actions necessary to maintain or improve our equilibrium will only serve to make these challenges even more difficult. I'm sure we are all confident that as we are gathered here today with such effective responses, ICT companies that are ever growing, ICT projects that are development oriented, or projects that are reactive and innovative ideas that are coming, especially from youthful people, ours is a goal which will only end up with great success. Now, one of the ways we can contribute towards our country's economic recovery as the ICT sector is through an analysis of cost drivers in our sector. Apa ndakatarisana nemwana baba akangai ku Net1, Econet, Telecel, because only a week ago we had a presentation by the Minister of Industry and Commerce, Baba Bima, and he was concerned about lack of seriousness in terms of addressing the cost drivers within our economic fabric. Now, for example, the mobile money transfer service, the cost, I think it's a little bit on the high side. On average, you need about $6 to send and receive $100. That is for registered customers. If you're not registered, $8.50 to send the same amount to an unregistered customer. Now, when you calculate that, I think we're being unfair to ourselves. We need to support the process of economic recovery. And I would really want to appeal to colleagues in the industry who are giving us this valuable service. But to say to yourselves, as you do so, let's find ways of ameliorating the problem of huge expenses that make some of our services go beyond the capabilities of our own people to access them. We will, as a ministry, that is Dr. Win Mlambo, Engineer Gundishora and our colleagues, we'll be talking to the Chief Secretary so that we can be able maybe to discuss this issue with Potras. And we'll also be talking to the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe through the Minister of Finance and Economic Development. You are fired. To find ways of reducing costs in mobile money transfer. We are not saying you should provide a service or you don't make a profit. But we are saying let's make reasonable profits. Now, the Zimbabwe ICT Achievers Awards is an event organized by our ministry. It is important in that we explore why these Achievers Awards are crucial to us, or as organizers, as award recipients and ICT stakeholders. As such, to celebrate and publicize the work of an organization or an initiative is important. And I was so happy when I looked at the adverts, the promos that I saw on the screen here. Very high quality. And I was hinting when I looked at the Zanet's own pamphlets. I can see we are now coming out of the doldrums. They are realizing that we need quality ways of communicating with our people. And I do hope that the advertising industry will promote more events where industry can compete in terms of advertising at the major functions of this nature, where through the advertising industry, people can say who produced the best advert in the country. But I was very impressed by the Net One advert that I saw there, and I've said to Nababakangai last time when he put up a base station on a mountain in Gokwe. And there he needed a helicopter to be able to reach the peak of that mountain. But it was never captured on video, and I said, what a loss. We should have at least gone an extra mile, maybe hired another helicopter with a team of photographers, filmmakers, producers. So they would have kept at that event, because to me that was historic. Historic. And I do hope you will find a way, of either replaying the same experience so we can be able to look at it. To celebrate and publicize the work of an organization or an initiative is important. A little self-congratulation helps to confirm that what one has done is necessary, that it needs to continue, and that those who do it are worthy of respect and recognition. It energizes those doing the work renews their commitment to it, and gets them ready for the next challenge. The occasion when our achievers are honored is also an occasion for public celebration. It affords us an opportunity to explain what one does and why, offers an example of some people who do their work exceptionally well, and puts everyone doing the same work in a good light. The occasion like this also gives you the opportunity for community advocacy, reminding the public that they can provide your work with support of many kinds, or asking them to help in a specific effort. So tonight, the Ministry of Information and Communication, Postal and Courier Services will definitely be giving awards to members of the ICT sector who have been identified as deserving of these awards. The best way to honor achievers, of course, is to acknowledge them like what we are doing here tonight. There are many possible reasons why these individuals or organizations were nominated. This could be they have done something particularly praiseworthy, like what you did during the SADC conference, where the IC sector saved the government a lot of money. In fact, when we went to SADC and we looked around, one would have thought that it was an ICT conference and not SADC because of the way that you participated. Even the Minister of Foreign Affairs is on record. He was here to host a very special function, just to thank the sector, but of course through the minister. So we'll be saying thank you to those that have been mainstays of the community or field over a long period. We have some people who have been long in this sector. We'll be saying congratulations to those who have initiated something successful or an intervention that really worked, a new program that everyone knew was needed, a community coalition in which they have had a real impact on the well-being of the community and therefore ought to be thanked for it. For example, the Civic Center next to this hotel or HICC. It's been transformed. But when you look around, you see the tents. But the tents won't attract you more than when you see the presence of network, Econet, Telecell. As they go into the sky, and people like when I here today, I spent the whole day here to make sure that the venue is properly prepared, because His Excellency will be visiting the venue on Monday in the afternoon. But you could see vehicles, people stopping to gaze at the sky as they see the technology that you are putting up there. I must say, you are making us proud as a ministry, and we want to take this opportunity to sincerely thank you. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to indeed express our gratitude as we recognize and honor excellence among us ICT professionals. We have made a significant contribution to the ICT sector. And in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, as we celebrate tonight, may I also take this opportunity to challenge you as our ICT sector to continue to look ahead, being mindful of the fact that the 21st century still requires affordable, ubiquitous broadband networks, which are critical to social and economic prosperity, since the networks are necessities such as transport, water, and power, to mention but just a few. Not only does broadband deliver benefits across every sector of society, but it also helps promote social and economic development, and will be key in helping us to achieve the Millennium Development Goals. As a ministry, we urge our ICT Awards winners and those who did not win to work together as we gear ourselves to achieve more in the coming year. There would have been no winners today were it not for a special group of people known as, I want to thank you, Comrade Kulishola, for recognizing them, as adjudicators, who took their time in critically analyzing the nominations, following set guidelines. I want to thank you, our adjudicators. And of course, I will also take this opportunity in advance to congratulate the 2014 winners. And on that note, may I wish you all a very, very happy Christmas and a very prosperous New Year, not only in your individual capacities, but as families, relatives, your community, and our sector. I thank you.